Normally, I try to be upbeat. I'm not into scare tactics. I'm not into always seeing the worst and instilling fear in others, but I believe that as gardeners, we should be aware of the problem and aware of some of the ways we can mitigate it. I'm referring to supply chain issues and food shortages. What are some crops you can grow to help you become more self-sufficient? So I'm going to go through 8 crops that I think are probably the #1 crops you should grow to be more self-sufficient, and the criteria are that these crops need to be nutrient-dense, able to be stored for a long time, calorically dense, and have a good yield per square foot. So, potatoes, the first one should be a no-brainer. Potatoes are something that can be grown and stored for a long time. They fill you up, they can be made in a variety of ways, and they have a lot of nutrients and fiber, especially in the skin. They can provide you with sustenance when nothing else is growing or available. It's time to plant potatoes. To ensure you don't miss out, go online or to your local garden center and look for seed potatoes. The second option would be sweet potatoes that are similar but very different. It's time to get started on those sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, as opposed to potatoes, are actually more nutrient-dense and better for you than regular potatoes, and with all that fiber, they definitely fill you up. Along with those, there are now additional root crops. Root crops are high in fiber and high in nutrients. Carrots, beets, parsnips, and turnips are all plants that can be grown and stored in the ground. Just don't dig them up. You can even leave them in the ground under snow and pull them as needed throughout the winter. If your ground freezes solid, you'll have to dig them up and bring them in, but they'll keep in the fridge for a long time. If things are really bad, you can eat the tops of all of those things. Now it's time to return to root crops, garlic, and onions. I mean, there are so many recipes that you can use those in, and they're packed with nutrients. They're immune boosting, so they'll keep you healthy and they taste delicious. Winter squash and pumpkins are the next crop to help you get through tough times because they last a long time and have a high nutrient content. Winter squash and pumpkins grow in the summer along with summer squash, but they have a hard rind, so they last a long time, and there are so many different things you can do with them, whether you roast them or make them into soups. These can be planted now in the spring and will grow all summer, sustaining you through the winter. Beans are one of my favorite foods. This year, beans can be eaten fresh as well as dried. Beans are high in fiber and protein, so they're high on my list of self-sufficiency crops. The last one is corn, which may be a long shot and something you've never grown before. But not grain corn or sweet corn. Corn is harvested, dried, and ground into cornmeal. Wheat is a good one, but it is difficult to grow enough of it to make anything from it, and it is also difficult to process. For more such informative videos, subscribe to our channel and like the video. See you in the next video.